Here we have the 30-minute price chart for GameStop Corporation, stock ticker GME. As we can see here, we have seen some selling pressure mostly to start the day. Overall, I don't find this to be much of a reason for concern. I think there are many people kind of panicking right now because previously we posted these prior highs that came in just above, just under, I should say, 2650. And we started to decline here, but I think that it's important for people to understand that there's a major sell-off in the broader markets today. There's a huge amount of selling pressure that's being directed to the S&P 500 and the Nasdaq. I just finished videos on Nvidia, Apple, Meta Platforms is falling through the floor. Tesla is having a really bad day. There are many stocks that are encountering selling pressure today. And for the most part, what I would really want to say here is that, the selling pressure in GameStop has been minimal in comparison. I mean, you can't really just expect the stock to be immune, to this broader problem, of selling pressure that's being seen in the market today. Anytime that, large groups of stocks are seeing selling pressure, it just makes people more reluctant to start step in and buying. Uh, to step in and start buying because it just feels like every stock is collapsing at the moment. But what I do want to point to here is the fact that the selling pressure in GameStop has been muted, has been really minimal in comparison, and it's somewhat surprising, and that would be in a good way. So here we can see that we still have a series of higher lows here. And when I'm looking for a stock to start reversing itself, which is what we would need to happen in GameStop, given these declines that have been seen recently, what we're really looking for here is a reversal pattern. What we want to see here, is the suggestion that a base is forming, and that we're ready to start heading higher. Mostly when people look at things like that, they want to see massive spike highs. They want to see the stock take off. I can understand that to some extent, but when you see those types of events occur, they're kind of short lived, and if you don't take profits quickly, you might be right back where you started. However, if you're in the process of forming a series of higher lows and you're in the process of forming a strong base to the reversal, your gains then are much more sustainable. And you also have to take into consideration the fact that there is a strong portion of the market that is focused on selling this stock. It's not even the hedge funds at this point. There are many other people, kind of even from the retail perspective, that are looking to sell the stock, and they're looking for opportunities to sell the stock. So in some sense, you do have to take their mindset here. Like, what are they thinking? You have to kind of visualize what their approach would be. I mean, if you were a short seller, where would you start to enter the market here? So, this is really what I want to point to. So, the current price highs here come in at 2650, as we can see. So, if you are a short seller, you want to be looking for opportunities here to sell. But the main problem with that outlook is the fact that we continue to post support zones that are operating at higher and higher levels. We can see that there's kind of a stair step fashion here, and the market just continues to move higher. The share price just continues to kind of build off of these prior lows, which were found at 2232. So, overall, this is a much more encouraging picture than it might seem. You're probably going to get thumbnails from people suggesting that, there's a major problem, there's a major sell off today. GameStop is in major trouble. I don't see that to be the case, given the fact that, there's a tremendous amount of selling pressure in the broader market, and we're really not seeing that here. I mean, the GameStop has not been completely immune to this bearish activity. We can point to some trading volumes here that are negative. I mean, they're not positive. They're red. These are red bars. But for the most part, they're muted. They're limited. I mean, these are not excessively high trading volumes here. We can point to prior sessions here. Just a short period of time ago, when yesterday's trading session saw much higher trading volumes. This would be July 10th here. So and these trading volumes here are all green, and they outweigh these negative trading volumes that came next. So, overall, I do think that most of the headlines about the market today are going to be negative. You saw significant declines in Tesla. Nvidia is dropping. Meta Platforms is falling through the floor. There's a lot of selling pressure that's going on broadly, but this is not the case with GameStop. So, the question is, why is that? And in my view, this has a lot to do with the fact that the short selling part of the community here is going to have to find higher and higher levels to start establishing those bearish positions. As we continue to form a base here, the outlook looks much more difficult if you're trying to find areas to start selling. Okay, so all of that said, one point of caution that I would like to kind of throw out here is the fact that we did see a price failure here at 2650, and it's a little bit disconcerting that we were not quite able to test these prior highs at 2670. It's not a huge difference; it's not a significant difference. However, though, and the fact is, as long as we're able to maintain these shorter term uptrends here, it does suggest that this rally is not over. Like we haven't reached a final point of completion here, especially when you look at the fact that the broader market is selling off. So, if we go down to the indicator readings, we can see that the general trajectory here is still positive. The prior, relative strength index reading, which was suggesting that negative momentum was starting to build in the market, this trend has run its course. This trend has broken to the top side. So, in the emerging trend here, and it's even longer term in nature, is this positive trend in relative strength index momentum. This is share price momentum. So, if we take this in combination with the fact that recent trading volumes are lower and weaker than the bullish trading volumes that preceded all of this activity earlier in the week. We get a positive picture here because this is really what's kind of supporting the stock, even though we're seeing most other stocks have a major problem today, have a lot of selling pressure that's directed in those areas. So overall, I would continue to watch this 2650 level. It is a bit important here. I would not want to see another failure at this area. That would be concerning because what we really do need to see here is a retest of this prior 2670 level, because this is really what's going to kind of fuel the next round of upside. We really do need to see a break of 2670 rather than a failure here at 2650. So, there are some questions here that need to be asked, and it's unlikely that we're going to see an answer to these questions during today's trading session. But we'll see what happens into the end of the week. Here's the current market outlook for GameStop Corporation, stock ticker GME.